Hey guys, welcome to Critical Beauty. It's November 14th, 2024. So it's about 2:26 p.m. here in Mexico City. And the Miss Universe 2024 preliminaries will start tonight at about, actually it's 6:30. Everybody has to be at the stadium, but I think the actual telecast starts at 8 p.m. Mexico City time. And people are asking me, Rafa, where can you watch the prelims for free? Well, if you go to Telemundo YouTube channel, they are going to live stream the show for free, so you don't have to pay, okay? But the broadcast is in Spanish, so if you speak or understand Spanish, then you're fine, okay? So, but if you don't speak Spanish and you want everything in English, then I think you have to go to YouTube and sign up for a membership in Miss Universe. So you will be able to watch all the events, the live stream, with the preliminaries as well as the finals, which is going to take place on November 16. Okay, so if you haven't been a member of the Miss Universe membership club, then go ahead to YouTube, to the Miss Universe channel, and then there's a button somewhere there that you can click, to join the membership. All right, so anyway, so I arrived in Mexico City Monday, November 11th, and I was really very excited because this is my first time being in Mexico, Mexico City for that matter. And if you've seen my first vlog, I didn't like the fact that the Wi-Fi connection at the Benito Juarez International Airport was not very good. So it took me literally almost an hour to get me an Uber ride. So happily, my Uber driver, his name is Juan Carlos, he was so wonderful, so warm, so very friendly. We spoke in Spanish, and he was very open to all the questions that I asked him about politics, religion, Donald Trump, who just was recently elected as new president, the 47th president of the United States. We talked about prostitution, we talked about drugs, we talked about illegal immigration. I mean, he was really, really open to everything. So he was a very good conversationalist. So whatever happened, all the horrible things that happened, at the airport with a bad Wi-Fi connection, it all went well after all, because I had a wonderful ride to my Airbnb, which is located in Polanco district, which is an upscale, one of the upscale neighborhoods here in Mexico City. And I've spent the last 2 days walking around my new neighborhood, so to speak. And it's really, really beautiful here. I feel very, very safe. And there's a lot of police everywhere, actually. And there's a lot of high-end boutiques, a lot of very good restaurants. And I noticed that some of the streets are named after French historical figures and also literary figures. And then it just dawned on me, okay, well, actually the French have some influence on Mexico. And in fact, the French helped a bit with the Mexican independence. So that's some historical fact for you guys to know there, if you haven't known it yet. So anyway, I just had a wonderful brunch 2 blocks away. And at first I was actually worried coming to Mexico City because I wasn't sure if there's gonna be, some vegetarian or vegan restaurants. So I was actually really surprised that they actually have a few. In this district alone, there's about 3 or 4, and I've tried 2 so far. So I'm really, really very lucky to have chosen this district. So if you guys have not been to Mexico City, I really recommend that you choose your lodging here in Polanco district, and everything's pretty much here. And not only that, but Polanco is very, very dog friendly. I've seen so many humans walking their dogs, like humans, walking 2 or 3, 4 dogs, whatever. And there's a park 2 blocks away, which is called Parque Lincoln, or Lincoln Park, named after Abraham Lincoln. So apparently, the Mexicans do love, appreciate Abraham Lincoln because he was also very instrumental in helping the Mexicans gain their independence. So that's another historical fact. So anyway, there's so many things that you can do here in this district alone. So anyway, so if you guys want to come to visit Mexico City and you haven't been here before, I recommend to stay here in Polanco district. Okay, So anyway, so today, this is my fourth day in Mexico City. So yesterday, I attended the unveiling of the crown event that took place at the Arena Ciudad de Mexico, which is about 30 minutes away by Uber from my Airbnb. And originally, I was not supposed to go there. Actually, I was not invited because, as you know, as I explained earlier, there are about over 300 members of the media and the press, mostly vloggers like me, and also, like pageant fans who bring their camera, their little iPhones with them, and just start recording all the girls, like walking in the lobby, coming back from dinner, and then taking videos of them doing their rehearsals and whatnot, things like that, which is fine because, but I have to be honest though, when I first saw the lobby of the Intercontinental Hotel, I said to myself, this is it? Like, it's supposed to be a five-star hotel, right? So as soon as I walked into the lobby, this was talking about Tuesday morning, my second day in Mexico City. So I went there, and I wasn't really very impressed by the lobby. I mean, for a five-star hotel, this is it? I mean, it looks very ordinary. I mean, it's not exactly like the Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles or the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, okay? So I was really, really very disappointed. And the decor is kind of like shabby. I mean, you have like all these like, I don't know, they look like artificial plants. And then the choice of furniture and I don't know, something, and the walls are gray. And then you have a few paintings here and there. And there's also like a restaurant. As soon as you enter by the main entrance on the left-hand side, when you go in, there's a restaurant. It's like a French inspired restaurant. So two of my friends and I went there for dinner, and then I wasn't really impressed because there was absolutely nothing. Well, maybe one or two like salad food that I could eat, being vegan. So I left the restaurant, hungry. So anyway, but the most fun part of that dinner was that the girls were coming out of the room, all looking glamorous and beautiful and gorgeous and whatnot, and they were on their way to the bus, to get on the bus, which would take them to a special restaurant, for dinner. So I was able to do a live stream of that, and I posted it on my YouTube channel. So if you guys haven't watched it, go see it. So anyway, I've seen practically all of the girls in person, face to face, and now I can honestly evaluate each of them, at least appearance-wise and also attitude-wise. So based from all I've seen on the videos and having seen them in person and also from the unveiling of the crown event yesterday, I can give more or less an honest opinion because a lot of you have been asking me, Rafa, what do you think of this? What do you think of this girl? What do you think of that country? Do you think she'll make it? Blah, 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 etc. So I think I pretty much, I've come up with some sort of an idea about the contestants. Of course, some of the girls did not really stand out for me. Maybe because they were just too shy, too timid, or they don't have a lot of pageant experience. This is their first time competing, and either that or maybe they feel intimidated by the other stronger and more assertive girls, especially those that come from the pageant powerhouse countries, so to speak. So I really, in a way, I feel sorry for them because they're not really getting a lot of support or attention, from pageant fans. And so that's one thing that one of the things that I really don't like about going to Miss Universe or any pageant at all is because there will always be certain girls that will get a lot of exposure, and certain girls that will be either totally ignored by the press, by the media, or whatever. And I feel bad for them because they come to Mexico City to represent their countries on the universal stage, but they're not getting a lot of attention. So I noticed too that many of these so-called pageant vloggers, when they come to Miss Universe, they're not really reporting, so to speak, what's actually happening, okay? And they're more interested in just like recording and videotaping and taking images and photos of the girls that they meet, in person at the lobby, whatever, at the rehearsals, etc. So, which is fine, if that's the kind of material or content that they want for their pages, that's fine, I don't have an issue with that. But I think it is also important to realize that this is the only time. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for all these girls to compete in Miss Universe. So I think it would be nice if all pageant bloggers, all the media, could show some likes, some support to the less popular girls and help them at least, build up their confidence, build up their self-esteem. And that's what pageantry is all about. We're here to elevate all these young women, to be the best versions of themselves. But when they come to Miss Universe and they're either totally ignored by the media, it's not a good thing. All right. So I urge every pageant vlogger out there, could you please, 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 spend some time liking and appreciating and admiring the girls that come from countries where the pageantry is not so popular or do not get a lot of support. Okay, that's what I'm asking. All right. So anyway, so it's day 4. Okay. So as you know, I think you probably all know what the format is going to be like. So since there are 127 contestants competing this year, originally it was supposed to be 130. But then, of course, what happened with Panama, she was disqualified, right? Because of some scandalous affair that had happened, okay? And everybody's is putting the blame on her national director. So she's gone. And I think 2 more countries, I forget their names. I think it was Mayotte, Miss Universe Mayotte. Mayotte, by the way, is a department, is part of France. So she was, I think, from what I've heard, is that she was not able to get her visa. And also, I believe, was it Miss Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the 3 countries who are not able to compete completely in the competition. So, which means 127. In other words, Miss Universe now ties with Miss World for having the most number of contestants competing in 1 year. Okay, so that's a fun fact. So anyway, so in the olden days, they would usually choose like a top 20, sometimes top 21, sometimes top 16, depending on the year. But this year, because there's so many number of contestants, they are going to pick the top 30. Okay, and the top 30, I believe, the reason why I'm saying I believe is because things change constantly at the very last minute. So, but all we know is that they're going to be from 127, it will be cut down to 30, to the top 30, and these top 30 are will be competing in swimsuit, and then from swimsuit, the next elimination round will be the top 12, and the top 12 will compete in evening gown competition, and then from top 12 it's going to be top 5. And then from top 5, you have 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st runner-ups, and then Miss Universe, okay? And also, there's going to be continental winners. In other words, so we're talking about like 4 continents: the Americas, Asia, and the Pacific, Europe, and Africa. So they're going to, whoever wins or whoever earns the most number of points from each continent will automatically advance to the top 12, I think. Okay, so that is going to be what the format is going to be like. So let me see. As you know, the interviews took place 2 days ago. And I heard that, okay, so I think there were like how many? I think there are 12 judges. There used to be 13, but 1 dropped out. So now there are 12 judges, and each judge had to spend 3 minutes with each of the contestant. Imagine that, 12 judges, each of them had to converse, get to know the contestant for 3 minutes. So basically it took nearly, I would say 11 to 12 hours for the whole thing to finish. So, I mean, that's quite marvelous, I think. That's amazing. But imagine yourself, put yourself in the position of the judges, okay? I can just imagine some of the judges probably getting bored or probably not really very impressed by some of these girls and whatnot. So again, since this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, it really depends on the contestant to make the best impression of herself in front of the judges. So since we don't know exactly what happened during the interviews, okay, it's hard to give a total assessment or like a complete absolute predictions of the outcome of the results. So since everything, I mean, not only that, but my list right now, my preliminary list is going to change after the prelims. So whatever I mentioned as my favorites now, when I'm doing this video, will probably change after the preliminaries and the national costume segment. Oh, by the way, concerning the national costume segment, there's also, I think the girls will also be judged on their costume. Okay, I think this came about a few days ago, which really caught the surprise of many of us. Okay, so this is the first time in the history of the pageant that they're actually judging the girls based on their costumes. So I really can't wait to see the costumes, because for me personally, it's actually my favorite segment of the competition. I mean, the gowns, I like the gowns as well, but for me, it's all about pageantry. And when you put all the girls on stage displaying proudly their national costumes, to me, that is the essence of real pageantry. Pageantry is all about theatrics, drama, creativity, marvel, all the wonderful superlatives out there. So I can't wait to watch the national costume competition. Anyway, all right, so where do I even start? Okay, so I've been, as I said earlier, I've seen all the girls face to face in person. So I'm not going to go each country because it's going to take a lot of time, because I want this video to be just as brief as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically choose what I think are the best girls from each continent, and then from there, whoever I do not mention will probably land in the remaining top 30, or maybe they're bubbling up, so to speak. Okay, I want to start with the Americas. Okay, so I think continental-wise, the Latinas, the girls coming from from North, Central, and South America are the strongest group this year. Again, okay? I mean, we know, you and I know, that Latin America, pageantry is huge in Latin America, okay? So that's not a secret. It's part of their culture, being part of the heritage is Spanish. Of course, the Spaniards invented beauty pageants. So it's no wonder that many of these countries coming from Latin America are excelling very, very well in beauty pageants. So anyway, so from that region, from the Americas, I came up with, okay, they're in random order. And usually you're supposed to just pick the top 4, the best 4 girls from each continent. But in Latin America, I have more than 4. One of them in random order is Peru. Okay, everybody loves Peru. Tatiana Calmel competed in Miss International 2 years ago. I think she made she was like second or third runner-up. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, so she came back to Miss Universe with a vengeance, and this girl is brutally, brutally amazing. She's beautiful. I mean, with or without makeup, I kind of prefer her without makeup, because her face is just naturally beautiful. And something about her face, she has a certain aura around her face, when you look at her for a long time. And people love her. The Mexicans love her. I've met a few Peruvian fans who were cheering for her. And I told her, listen, I think you have an amazing, beautiful queen, and I think it's possible that she could take it all, because she's just gorgeous and everybody loves her. And she's always been very consistent from day one. So I think Peru definitely will be one of the favorites from the Americas. Okay, nobody's mentioning the Bahamas. Okay, the Bahamas, Selvini Kuwait actually competed in Miss Grand International 2016 years ago, where she won. She made the top 10 and she won the Best in Swimsuit award. Now, Selvinique, who's like 31, 32, comes back to Miss Universe again with a vengeance. So I think she's going to pull the biggest surprise. I can't even say that she's a dark horse. I can see her actually advancing all the way to the top 30 or even to the top 12 if luck is on her side, okay? So never underestimate the Bahamas. Another favorite of mine is hometown girl Mexico, Maria Fernanda Beltran. As you know, she competed in Miss Grand International, last year. She didn't make the cut. It wasn't her fault. It was actually the fault of our then national director. Okay, so I blame him. So anyway, so Maria Fernanda wins Miss Universe Mexico. A lot of Mexicans don't like her. Okay, I can tell because she's not really getting a lot of support from Mexican fans. But I love her. I mean, she has been very, very consistent from day one, and she's always very, very cheerful and friendly. She never fails to say hello, to wave to all her followers, to all her fans out there, and she's definitely somebody to look out to. Okay, so I wouldn't mind if Mexico wins in her home in her home on a turf, but the chances of her winning in her own country are probably very little, only because there are girls that are much stronger and probably much more influential than her. Okay, so anyway, count Mexico to be in the top 30. Another girl that I really like, and I saw her in person for the first time when I was in Miss USA, is Ecuador, Mara Topic. Okay, Mara has grown a lot. She has improved tremendously. And again, just like Mexico, she is very sociable. She's very warm. She's very friendly. And she never fails to compliment her fans. And she's also one of two or three girls who likes to give gifts to her fans. I saw a video clip of her giving assigned pictures of her to her fans out in the lobby of the hotel. So yeah, Ecuador will be there. Another girl that I really like and I saw her in person, I think she has one of the most beautiful faces in the competition, is Chile. Okay, Emilia Dives. Chile is here to slay the competition. She is very bubbly. She's very sexy. She's very warm. She's very seductive in her poses and whatnot. She kind of, I don't know. I'm not even sure if she's in the right competition because she, she's a singer. She's a very famous singer back in her country, and then I think a lot of people are telling her, maybe you're in the wrong competition. Maybe you should be competing for Miss Grand International because you have this grand aura, this grand presence about you. So you know what? I mean, do you guys want to see Chile compete in Miss Grand International next year? I wouldn't mind, and I think if she does, I bet you she could win. All right. So you'll never know. But anyway, I like Chile. I like Emilia. I think she's amazing, and I wouldn't be surprised if she makes the top 12. Another girl that I like, she's a mother, is Puerto Rico, Jennifer Colon. Um, I think I mentioned before that, I mean, Jennifer is 36, but she doesn't look like 36. She looks like much younger, maybe like 24, 25, and she has three kids. Okay, like how many 36-year-old women with three kids can look like Jennifer? I mean, this woman is amazing. She's eloquent, she's articulate, and she's just very, very beautiful inside and out. So I think Puerto Rico definitely will make the cut. Another mother is Venezuela. Um, in a way, sort of like Venezuela's popularity to me is sort of like slightly fading away because she is sort of like she's being overshadowed by maybe Chile or even Ecuador. But nevertheless, being Miss Venezuela, you know, I think she will be there because she's Miss Venezuela. Okay, so I mean, there's nothing else to explain. She's Miss Venezuela. She will make the cut for sure. Another girl that I like and I really, really pray to God that she makes the cut is Cuba. Okay, Cuba. Ever since she won her national title, let me see. I'm having a mental block. I'm forgetting her name. Hold on one second. Ever since she won her national title, hold on a second. What is her name? Marianela Ancheta. Sorry. Ever since Marianela Ancheta won Miss Universe Cuba, okay, I said to myself, she is going to make the cut. As you know, after 57 years, Cuba has returned to Miss Universe, and they picked a stunning, gorgeous Cuban woman. I saw her in person. She's very stylish. She's very warm, and she's very, I don't know, something about her that screams Miss Universe. So I wouldn't be surprised if she could take it all. All right, go Cuba. Okay, a lot of you don't have this next girl on my list from the Americas, Honduras. You guys have her? If you have her, good for you. All right, so Honduras is Stephanie Cam. She's a mother as well. And close up, she has one of the most flawless skin in the competition. I mean, she is like what? She's 32, but she looks like she could pass it for 22 or 23. Okay, I mean something about Stephanie that's irresistible. She's very coquettish. I mean, she likes to play with the camera. She loves all the attention that she's getting, you know, from the press, from the fans, and whatnot. And I think, for me personally, she's one of the best candidates from Honduras in a very long time. So I wish her the best of luck. And again, I would be happy to see her in the top 30. Okay, so I want to recap. So I had Peru, Mexico, Ecuador, Chile, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Cuba, Bahamas, and Honduras from the Americas. I think for me, they're all stunning, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard to pick just the top four. Okay, so whoever is chosen, whichever four girls are chosen from this group, I'd be happy. Now, okay, you're probably wondering why I don't have the Dominican Republic. I don't know, something about Celine that doesn't strike well with me. Maybe it's her overall personality. I don't know. Maybe because of all the negative things that I've heard about her, you know, while she was competing in Miss International 2022. And I mean, she is beautiful, but she's not consistent. Her look is not consistent. I've seen some better images or videos of her, you know, out there in social media. But when I saw her in person like 2 days ago, she was just okay to me. I mean, there was not really nothing special. Okay, I hope she can prove me wrong during the preliminaries, because I know she's very, very competitive. And there have been several instances in the past where girls with, you know, the mean girls, so to speak, have really bought their A game and ended up either winning or making the top five. So maybe it's Celine, you know, chance this year to be like that as well, to be in the top five, despite her, you know, attitude problem and whatnot. But you know, I love, you know, this is part of the competition. Okay, you're there. Maybe her mindset is telling her, okay, well, I'm here to compete. I'm not here to make friends, which is understandable. Okay, if you don't want to make friends, that's fine. If you just focus on the crown, on the winning, that's probably even better. It is a competition after all. So if Dominican Republic makes the cut, the top five, or even win, she made it up high because of her own merit, regardless of what people are saying, regardless of what I'm saying. Okay, so I wish her the best of luck, because she is actually very beautiful. Okay, so good luck, Dominican Republic. All right, moving on to Africa. Okay, well, Africa is probably the weakest continent this year. Only because, you know, many African countries do not have a huge pageant culture. Okay, which is really very sad, and I think that really needs to change. And however, I do see at least two strong girls from Africa. One of them is Nigeria. I mean, you all know the controversy surrounding her win. As you know, she competed in Miss South Africa, but she was eventually rejected because the South African government was very suspicious about her citizenship background. So this whole ugly incident compelled her, Chichi, what's her name? Compelled Chidima to leave South Africa and to move to Nigeria, apparently because she is half Nigerian. So she goes to Nigeria, she signs up for Miss Universe Nigeria, and lo and behold, she wins Miss Universe Nigeria. Okay, so she comes to Mexico City, and man, okay, game's over. I mean, all these fans have gone loco just seeing Chidima with her very stylish appearance from head to toe. Her makeup is always so flawless, and her face is just so unique. I mean, she has this gorgeous, beautiful, classic ebony beauty. Okay, that's something to behold. So I think from a physical appearance wise, she's definitely a top 12. Okay, no doubt about that. But I think what I'm more concerned about is that how did she do in the interview? What kind of questions did the judges ask her in the interview? Okay, and how did she respond to these interviews? Considering especially the controversial story revolving around her winning Miss Universe Nigeria and whatnot. So, but nevertheless, I think she will do very, very well in the preliminaries. Another girl from Africa that I really, really like is Zimbabwe. Okay, Zimbabwe is Sakile Dube. As you know, Sakile competed in Miss Supernational and in Miss Earth, and she placed in both competitions. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised at all if Sakile makes the cut in Miss Universe. This girl has evolved during the years. She has, I think this is her best version. Okay, being in Miss Universe, she's actually presenting her very best version of herself. So I think, although my only major criticism of her is that sometimes there are moments where she kind of looks subdued, lacking energy compared to say Nigeria or some of the other Latinas. So I think maybe she's just tired, okay, which happens because considering that there's so many activities or activities as far as rehearsals are concerned, preparing for the interviews, more rehearsals, etc. So people get tired, okay, with doing all these things. But anyway, I wouldn't mind at all if Zimbabwe advances to the top 12 because Zimbabwe. When was the last time Zimbabwe made the cut? Oh, I think it was 2000. Yeah, they made the cut in. They were top 10 in 2000. That was a long time ago. That was 24 years ago. So I think it's time for Zimbabwe again to rise in the occasion and actually make the top 12 or even higher. Okay? So I'm wishing Zimbabwe the best of luck. Another girl from South Africa that I really like is South Africa herself, Mia Leroux. Mia, I think she's ever since she arrived in Mexico City, she has kept a very low profile, and I don't know why. Maybe it's part of her strategy. As you know, she has she's deaf, which is she's physically handicapped because she's unable to hear properly, like you and I. So she has to wear this special earring device. But nevertheless, if you disregard her disability, I mean, she's one of the most beautiful girls in the competition. She's very eloquent. She's very fashionable in her own way. Although I would want to see more energy from her because right now, again, like Zimbabwe, she looks kind of subdued. And somebody told me, Rafa, I think Miss South Africa came to Mexico City not to compete, but just to enjoy the vacation. And if that's true, that's the wrong attitude. Okay, you don't come to Mexico City to enjoy a vacation. You're here to compete, okay? After you win, then you can enjoy Mexico City, okay? But not during the competition, all right? But nevertheless, South Africa will be there. Another girl, actually, one girl that was not on my original radar was Kenya. Do you guys have Kenya on your list? Because the reason I said Kenya is because I saw her up close during the unveiling the crown event yesterday. I saw her up close, and something about her, she has one of the most classic profiles, and her cheekbones are high. She has very luscious, thick lips, and her eyes are just beautiful. And she's quite statuesque, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kenya, her name is Irene Ngendo. She's 26. I wouldn't be surprised if Irene also makes the cut, okay, uh, on November 16th. So we'll just see. But I do love her. So Nigeria, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Kenya, to me, are the best from South Africa. Now, people will wonder, well, Rafa, how about Egypt? Because you mentioned Egypt before. Okay, Egypt could pull a surprise. Okay, I love Lucina. As you know, Egypt also has her own skin condition. She suffers from vitiligo, which is her advocacy, is to raise awareness of vitiligo. I saw her 2 days ago for the first time. She was on her way to the interview. And I think the first thing that really struck me about Egypt was her sense of elegance. Something about her that screams elegance, but she's also very down to earth. So, and every time I would call her, Lagina, Egypt, Egypt, she would like do a little twirl and then blow kisses and stuff. And I like that. I really appreciate when beauty queens do that. They acknowledge the presence of the fans who say hello to her or to wave to them and whatnot. So in that regard, I really, really do appreciate Egypt. And she is beautiful in her own way. If you haven't seen her photo of her national costume as Cleopatra, boy, I mean, it screams Vogue. Okay, her face is just so stunning. Okay, with whole that old Cleopatra makeup. Go see it if you haven't seen it. Go to the Miss Universe Egypt page and check it out. She's beautiful. Now again, the interviews. I mean, she's also a mother. I think she's a teenage daughter. No, 11 or 12-year-old daughter, I think. And I think she probably impressed the judges because of her story, because of her skin condition alone. And some people are saying, well, the reason why she won Miss Universe Egypt is because she suffered from vitiligo. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Maybe that was the reason, but then again, there could be other reasons that eclipse the vitiligo thing. Okay, I mean, who knows? Maybe she really did, blew away the judges during the national pageant, and she won probably, by her own merit. But nevertheless, she's now here in Mexico City. And this is not a national pageant anymore, it's an international pageant. So she really have to step up to the game, okay? So I think she's also been very consistent from day one. But from what I've seen on the unveiling of the crown event last night, yesterday afternoon, I was a little bit confused about her appearance, her styling overall. But I'm still hoping that she could advance, all right? So all right, so that's it for me from the Africas. Now let's talk about Europe, okay? Europeans, I think, have stepped up to the plate. I think they've been sending stronger and stronger girls contestants, every year. This year, I see 4 strong European contestants. One of them is Denmark. From day one, Victoria, Miss Universe Denmark, has been very, very consistent. People keep calling her a living Barbie doll, and she is, because she's tall, thin, blonde, blue-eyed. If they were going to choose, if there's ever going to be an actress to portray the next Barbie, it has to be Victoria. I'm not even sure if she acts, but she could also learn how to act anyway. But she would be a perfect fit to be the next Barbie. Okay. And also yesterday, she turned 21. It was her 21st birthday. So when I saw her from the distance, I yelled, "Happy birthday, Victoria!" And she looked back at me and like, "Thank you." And she blows kisses and stuff and everything. And I also met her national director, Lisa Lance. Lisa, if you're watching, I love you. So Lisa and I have been, God, online friends for so many years, and we've never met in person until yesterday. So to me, that was one momentous moment, and I will never forget. So Denmark is coming strong, very, very coming. Very, very strong this year, and I wouldn't be surprised because Denmark is practically on everybody's top 12 or even top 5 list. So, crossing my fingers, Denmark maybe could take it all. And then, if she does, then we'll have the first blonde Miss Universe since Jennifer Hawkins back in 2004. Oh my God, that was a long time ago. Long time ago. Yeah, blonde. We need a new blonde. And speaking of blondes, another strong blonde from Europe is Finland. Okay. All right. So I met the national director of Miss Universe Finland yesterday during the unveiling of the new crown event. And let me tell you, I told, listen, Matilda, your girl. In the beginning, I wasn't so sure about her. I wasn't sure if I really liked her short hair. I wasn't sure if she could be just as strong as the Latinas. But you know what? After seeing Matilda in person, she literally blew me away. And that short blonde haircut makes her really stand out from the rest of the crowd. Okay? And you cannot miss that beautiful face and that graceful movements because she's a ballet dancer, and every time she doesn't walk, she glides on stage. Miss Finland glides on stage. Okay, so I want to see more of her gliding on stage during the preliminaries. Okay, so Matilda, I think you are going to do excellent during the preliminaries. We love you, and I think it's time also for Finland to make the cut because it's been since 1996 that Finland made the cut with Lola Odusoga. She was second runner-up, and I wouldn't mind to see Finland doing amazing this year. All right, so go Finland. Another European girl that I really liked, she was basically off my radar. She didn't really grab my attention, but now she has. Germany. Okay, Pia Tyson. I think in the beginning, though, she kind of looked like your average blonde German girl. Okay, but then she comes to Miami to get trained. Okay, and that's it. That whole training in Miami changed her completely and made her even better. I mean, her styling has improved, her walk has improved, her sense of her speaking skills has improved as well. So, and she's also grabbing a lot of people's attention here in Mexico City. For some reason, the Mexicans do love blondes. They do love blondes because they're not very common. Blondes in Mexico are not very common, so they're very, very attracted to blondes. And Germany is one beautiful, amazing blonde to watch out for. Okay, so go Germany. Another girl, in the beginning, I wasn't very sure, but after I've seen her actually speak Spanish and also getting a lot of attention from the media, from the press, is, let's see, what is her name? Is Miss Serbia, Ivana Trisic. Okay, so Ivana, she's like 30. She's one of the tallest girls in the competition, and she's just very, very charismatic. She always, waves to her followers, to her fans, and whatnot. She never fails to acknowledge them. And she also speaks fluent Spanish. She said at one point that she learned her Spanish just by watching Mexican telenovelas, just like me. I learned most of my Spanish watching Mexican soap operas. So I was happy to hear that from Serbia. I think the last time Serbia placed in Miss Universe was, I believe, 2004. No, I'm sorry. Was it 2003? I believe, yeah. But it was a combined Serbia and Montenegro. But anyway, the two countries split, and now it's just Serbia. So I wouldn't mind if Serbia makes the top 12 because she is stunning. You cannot miss her. She grabs attention because because she's tall, she's very imposing. Okay, so I would be so happy if Serbia made the cut. So those are the four European countries that I think have a chance of advancing to the finals. All right, so the last continent is Asia and the Pacific. To be honest, I think next to Africa, I think Asia and the Pacific is the second least competitive as far as continent goes this year. I mean, that's just my impression. That's the impression that I'm getting. Okay, from day one. But anyway, nevertheless, there are like a few girls that really caught my attention, and I think will definitely make the cut. And one of them is India. Okay, ever since India, Rhea Singh won the Miss Universe India competition, her she put India automatically right on the list of favorites to win the Miss Universe crown. I met Rhea 2 days ago. I saw her again yesterday, and you know something about her face and the way she speaks that I think that really draws me to her. You know, Indian girls, they're always very eloquent when they go to Miss Universe or international and whatnot. You cannot miss the way they speak. They're so articulate. They're so elegant. I could listen to her voice like over and over again and not ever get bored. And she has some magical presence about Rhea, about India that I really, really like. My only concern is that I wish she could be much more energetic because last night she wasn't really very energetic. Maybe she was just tired, but nevertheless she looked flawless, and she was able to engage in some little chat with her fans. So I think that's good. But I think she could invest more energy during the preliminaries. Okay, so but I think, I mean, whatever happens, I love India and I want to see her make the cut. Next girl is Cambodia. What can I say about Cambodia? Cambodia is like Miss Fashionista this year. I mean, all of her wardrobe, every clothing, every outfit that she wears is mind blowing. I met her national director yesterday before the event, and I told him, listen, your girl is probably the best Cambodian delegate ever, and she is just simply amazing. Davin is Miss Cambodia's name. She is a mother as well, and she's 33. But looking at her in person, I couldn't tell if she was actually a mother because she looks much younger than 33. Okay, and she was always so stylish and very, very warm. And I wouldn't be surprised if Cambodia could take it all this year. I mean, it would. I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping for a miracle. I mean, considering that there are other girls far probably stronger or prettier than her, but then again, Miss Universe is really not all about facial beauty. You know, it's the whole package, and I think Cambodia has the entire package. Okay, now I think her biggest challenge is to prove to the entire world how she really is, how strong she is during the preliminaries. Okay, then whatever happens, happens. But I still wish her the best of luck because I really, really, really love Cambodia. Okay, Cambodia. Okay, another girl from Asia that I really, really caught my attention is China. Nobody's mentioning China. Okay, but I think China has a very good chance of placing this year. Her name is Jia Qi. She's 26. She is very tall. She's like a supermodel. Her skin, oh my God, I wish I had her skin. Okay, it's like so smooth and whatnot. And she doesn't even need a lot of makeup. She was only wearing very light makeup yesterday during the event. So I like the fact that, I mean, she again, in a way she comes across as your typical Asian girl, kind of very, very demure, very timid, very shy. But maybe I'd like to believe that it's just part of her strategy. Okay, that I think she will really show her real competitive self during the preliminaries. So I'm really hoping for that. Go China! And I have also Philippines, of course. You cannot miss Chelsea Manalo. Ever since she won Miss Universe Philippines, of course, a lot of Filipinos didn't like her because of her skin color. But I love the fact that she won because, her beauty is so different. Okay, the Philippines has never sent a black Miss Philippines before, to Miss Universe. So I think she's making a huge impact here in Mexico. Everywhere she went, everywhere she goes, all the fans are droving to take pictures and videos of her. Okay, and I know she comes across sometimes as someone who's very timid and very shy. But again, it's probably part of strategy. Okay, you're not being judged just because you're timid and shy out in the public. No, you're going to be judged actually during the preliminaries. And I think that's the moment where Chelsea will use all her competitive energy and drive to finally impress the judges. Okay, so mabuhay Philippines. I wish you the best of luck. Okay, I met the Miss Universe Philippines team yesterday, and I gave them my advance congratulations, and I also, encourage them to continue with their amazing preparation of their representatives. So mabuhay Philippines. And last but not least, the Asian girl. Okay, actually, confession time. She's my favorite for the crown. Okay, I like Miss Thailand, Suchaat, Opal. Okay, there's really nothing much to say about Suchata, about Opal, because ever since she won Miss Universe Thailand, you know, I said to myself, that's Miss Universe 2024. She's gonna win. Again, if Thailand if Thailand was first runner up last year, I think Thailand will be Miss Universe this year. Okay? So that's just my gut instinct. Okay? Um, I don't know. I mean, I think she has the whole package. Well, first of all, she's like 21, but for a 21-year-old young woman, she's very she's very humble. She's already very worldly in certain aspects of life. She's well educated, and she's always very flawless in her appearance, and she always wears the right attire. And I don't know if you guys saw her clips of her dressed up as that Mexican artist, Frida Kahlo. Okay, I thought she did an amazing job. Okay, she dressed up as Frida Kahlo. She also dressed up as Andrea Meza, who was Miss Universe from Mexico 2020, and I thought that was incredible. This is the way. This is how you actually win the hearts of the Mexican people. Okay, you appreciate their culture. You learn how to speak their language. Okay, so this is how you win the hearts and minds of the host country, Mexico. Okay, and I think Opal Suchata, she has gained huge following from a lot of Mexicans and also non-Mexicans alike, and the Thai fans are constantly at the lobby of the Intercontinental Hotel, ready to cheer and support, for Opal every time she would come out of the elevator or every time she would come back from dinner and whatnot. They're always there to greet her and to cheer her and to support her. And not only the Thai fans, but also the non-Thai fans as well. So Opal, I wish you the best of luck, and whatever happens on November 16th, girl, you got this. Okay? You got this. You need to manifest. Thai fans need to manifest that beautiful light of infinity crown on your beautiful head. All right? That's all I can say. Go Thailand. All right, so those are pretty much my list of favorites before the preliminaries. So as I said earlier, whatever happens, happens, and my list could change after the preliminaries, or maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. All right. What do you guys think? Who are your favorites? Put them down in the comment section below. I want to know. I want to see. All right. Anyway, so enjoy the live stream of the preliminary competition tonight. Again, if you want to see it for free, go to Telemundo's YouTube channel. The broadcast will be in Spanish. But if you want to see the whole live stream in English, you need to be a member, okay, which is reasonable, I think. Go sign up in the Miss Universe YouTube channel and become a member now and buy their program, okay? So anyway, enjoy the show and we will see you soon. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for all of the new followers, and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. Help this channel grow. And please also follow me on Instagram at Critical Beauty Official. All right? I'll see you then.